Hey everyone, Jamie Phillips, Action Auto Parts, Barney Googlehead, and the wife. There she is. Barney, we couldn't even sneak by Barney. He heard us coming by. Well, late last night, this jewel came in. Now, a lot of people's gonna say, holy crap, who would want one of those? And there's probably a lot of people that don't, but there's probably a lot of people that do. So I'll give you a little backstory. Back in around 2006, I had a small used car lot, and at that time I was selling a lot of the Chinese little four-wheelers and mopeds and things like that. And I had taken one of these trade-in, and it was a white 93 convertible, you know, 3-cylinder, straight shift. And that was the most fun little car to drive. It didn't hardly use any gas at all. And of course the top was just a manual. You push it down, and of course here is the center part of the tonneau cover, that part, and then there. So it's all there. It's gonna be put back together. I didn't like riding in it with the top up because I was way too big, but with the top down, just putting around, it was just a blast to drive. So I let some guy talk me into getting rid of it and blah, blah, blah. So I've always thought, man, I like having a little Geo Metro convertible. And this one sat not far from here under a carport. Back when I first started the junkyard, if you look way back in my videos, I bought like a 93 Nissan, little hard body 4-wheel drive truck off of a girl or a lady down where this car was at. And it was actually hers. It was at a different location just around the street from where she lived under this carport. She owned a mobile home and stuff, but then she bought this brick house. Anyway, the car sit down there, and I think she said it was her mom's, and she just didn't want to get rid of it, And so all of that being said and done, I kind of just kept, every time I go by, I'd see if it was still sitting there, and it was. Well, a buddy of mine that I bought some stuff from for, and he's bought a lot of car parts from me, sends me a picture yesterday and says, what do you give for it? And I said, dude, has the windshield been busted out? And here about 4 months or so ago, he said, somebody went onto this lot where the thing was setting and busted both door glasses and the windshield out of it. And so he had made a deal with her to buy that removable, those, you know, with the metal frame carports. And she said, we might as well just get the car, because if you're getting the carport and now the windows is busted out, there's no sense leaving it sitting up there. So as soon as he sent me a picture, I knew exactly which one it was. And so we made a deal, really just off of one picture. And I said, just bring it to me. So he delivered it last night. It was about 10 o'clock or so. So we eased it off of his trailer. And I told Crystal, I said, well, I want to go out and try to do a little video and kind of look at it and some stuff today. So we went to church, had an amazing church service, and then she had to work actually 3 hours overtime, and I helped do a little bit of her meal prepping and stuff. But anyway, we came out here, and we're gonna go down to the cabin and clean it up some and sweep it out, and because we've not been down there in a few weeks. And but I just want to kind of do a quick video of this little car. It's got a little rocker issue right there, and then on the other side, but luckily, thankfully, even though they've done a lot of damage, they didn't break out the headlights or the tail lights. And so if it's not raining tomorrow, when we all get in here, then I'll probably get Felicia, and I'll have to try to help her. We got to get all that glass out of it, and then get Peg to start on. And I bet this thing will run. I really do think it will. But look at that gigantic 3-cylinder engine. There's the motor, the transmission, and even look at the radiator, how small. A powerhouse. But there's a fan up there. So I don't know. We'll see what it does. But I was part of the Suzuki Motor Corporation back in the day. But like I said, I always liked these little old things. After I had that one, and I would drive it to work. We lived there in town on like the west end of town. My business was on the east end, and I'd take my daughter to school and run around. Man, you could put $6 or $7 worth of gas in that thing and drive it, seemed like, for days and days. But I don't know. Barney, what do you think? That's what I thought too. But got to try to find, if it runs, and I don't know, I got a gut feeling it will, got to find some 13-inch tires for it. And then, like I said, get it cleaned up. I'm going to try to get a hold of the girl, make sure she's not junked the title yet. He didn't know if she had or had planned on it or what, but if it runs, I definitely like to get the title to it. Now, he didn't think that it had the keys, but I swear I thought I just seen the key in ignition. Now, whether it's the right one or not, but yeah, there's a key. But I did look, and you can get an ignition for about 30 bucks or something. And so I could get another ignition and key if that one's not the right one. He said something about the steering column was locked on it, so they may have tried a different key just to see if they get lucky. And I was worried about that mirror, but it looks like it's laying right there. So the big thing, getting all this junk out of it, all the broken glass. Yeah, there's a little round rock over there that probably some kids, but still, man, it bugs me that there's no respect for people's property, that they'll go out and do that. I mean, yeah, she wasn't driving it, but you know what? It was her car. It was sitting on her property and underneath of a carport to kind of protect it. And yeah, that was the antenna, so I guess they broke it off. But I've already looked on Facebook, and there's some Geo Metro groups, and one of them's for about parts and stuff like that. So if it runs and I want to go forth with it, then the big thing would be trying to find 2 door glasses and a windshield. And but you know, hey, it's just one of them little old things. You know, I ain't got much in it. Even if I spend some on it, I'm still not going to be hurting too bad. And worst case scenario, if for some reason, you know, the motor's just blowed up or whatever, then unfortunately I can put it in a junkyard and part it out. But I really, really hope that it's going to surprise everybody and kind of come back to life. And, you know, my wife, she said, ooh, will it clean up? And I said, oh, most definitely. The little thing will wax up and buff out and look pretty good. And, you know, the interior would probably even clean up a lot. But, Lord God, it's just going to take a while to get all the glass out of it without getting cut and what have you. And then, of course, try to get in the trunk and see what's in it. But, again, I'm thankful when he loaded it, he didn't mess up the rubber bumpers or nothing. And if they didn't do no more damage to it than what they'd already done, they done enough, that's for sure. But at least it's not a total loss. Yeah, that little section there's got to be done. If a man moves forth with it, those 2 seams right on the rocker panels. But I want to see what year, if I can see it, because I didn't know, I didn't ask. Let's see here. 1 of 91. So it is a 1991. Cool beans. Look at there. Self-closing doors, good and tight. But that's my latest purchase. A 1991 Geo Metro convertible. But man, if it runs, put some tires on it, get it cleaned out and cleaned up, it'd be a miraculous transformation. And I look forward to that if all this can come about. But I'll let the old master tomorrow, Mr. Peggity, get started on it. And like I said, I got a feeling it's going to run. And then me and Felicia try to get all that glass and stuff out of it. And, you know, I might could call one of the glass companies and see, you know, what they would charge if they can get the windshield and come out and put it in, and just try to buy the 2 door glasses off of somebody. But there she is, just a mean, lean street machine. All 3 cylinders. Listen, y'all, I hope you've had a blessed Sunday. I'm going to take a few pictures for my Facebook to post here in a bit, and then we're going to head over to the cabin. It's actually sprinkling just a tad, but anyway, I appreciate if you give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. You know, unfortunately, good or bad, what you think about the Metro. They're not for everybody, I'm sure. But anyway, like I said, I've always had a soft spot for them, and I was pretty tickled to get this one. And hopefully it can be saved. And then please I'd like to ask you to subscribe. So y'all have a great one. And as always, Lord willing, I'll catch you in the next one.